What's up, everybody? Andy Mkosi, and this is Behind the Frame. I'm a documentary photographer based in Johannesburg. I'm available for commissions internationally, nationally. Hit me up. So this series basically just delves deep into my archive, work that I've done in the last 9+ or even 10+ years as a photographer and as a multimedia person and as someone who has the most beautiful access to the arts, musicians, because how my journey started was through hip-hop. Always used to go to like hip-hop gigs and stuff, and that's like sort of the space that allowed me to test out the camera alongside family members, siblings, and other friends that would not be afraid to stand in front of the camera. So I say that to say I've been very fortunate to be around people that trust my abilities with the camera. I've been lucky to be allowed into spaces that people wouldn't normally access. So in that sense, in that regard, I've been really blessed. I have to say that. So in this episode, I just want to speak a bit about KUJENGA and my relationship with KUJENGA through an image I made at Khosi's event. Music. It was a performance in 2023. I stand corrected about the year, but it happened at Selective Live at Kapa, and I happened to be in Cape Town at the time because we were preparing for a bedroom tour. And Khosi was on the lineup, and I wanted to get like as much footage of everyone that was involved in the show as possible. So I asked Khosi if I could access the event like before everyone arrives, when they're preparing and like getting ready for the actual show. And on that day, I think he was playing with some of KUJENGA members. There was Owetu on keys. I think Uskura was also playing drums that night. I'm forgetting the name of the guy on the trumpet. It's on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, he was there as well. And Zwide was on bass. Maybe the entire KUJENGA was playing for Khosi, because I know that they have like a close relationship, a close collaborative relationship. I was there with the Tiana who tagged along with me. A really, really beautiful show. Khosi's like, yo, if you ever get the chance to go see a Khosi show, do best, man. Like, you'll be blown away, dog. Like, Khosi, dude. Like, whenever she sings, she moves something in me, and she brings me closer to my God, you know. So shout outs to Khosi and Inga. So yeah, I want to speak about this picture now. Back to KUJENGA. So in 2022, I started hearing a lot about like a band called KUJENGA this, KUJENGA that. Everywhere you went, every lineup had KUJENGA. And I hadn't met KUJENGA because I had already left Cape Town. And I was hearing all of this noise in Johannesburg. Up until I got to experience a KUJENGA show. Do I even remember when that was? I'm not too sure. Oh, damn. It was a show in town that was a free show where you RSVP'd or just rocked up. I can't recall. But the room was full to the brim. Like, just to show like the impact of KUJENGA in Cape Town, Johannesburg, even internationally, you know. And I really have to commend Zwide for like driving and leading this band, you know. Like, for me, KUJENGA is like a project, you know. And I think KUJENGA works because Zwide was able to he was able to explain whatever vision that he had with everyone else in the band, I assume when he was recruiting, and everyone understood what the vision is and where Zwide wants to go with this vision. And it's not just an individual vision, but it's a collective vision. Everyone in that band is hungry to get to this vision that Zwide had laid as a point of destination. So yeah, man, like shout outs to KUJENGA. They recently released an album last year, and they had a great run, international tours, the works, man. Just check your record, yeah, but I won't say much, but yeah, it's really impressive what they've managed to do, especially as a band from Cape Town. Those guys are out of here, man. Like, and I'm always inspired, like, by Zwide and them, the community as well, like how they hone one another and like just work with one another. And I think it works also KUJENGA because all of them are dedicated to this goal and this vision. And akekho umntu KUJENGA, I think, who works a 9 to 5 because they have this blind faith in this vision and this deep, deep faith and trust that they are going to get to where they are, and very inspirational. I want to Zwide one day to talk about like being a band leader and like what it entails, some of the challenges maybe that it comes with, but really what, if he could share maybe like what his formula has been to drive KUJENGA to get to where it is right now. Okay, cool. So this is the picture I was speaking about, and I'm mad that I can't remember the guy with the trumpet. Great trumpeter. And this is a moment, I think it was minutes or an hour or whatever the case was, before the show began, yabo. Selective live. And they, I think, I'm not too sure if they were coming out of the bathroom, but the space that what they were standing in was slightly dark, and the only light that was coming through was from the room behind them. I kind of liked how Zwide was looking at Umjita, and just like that intimate moment that no one else can access or would have accessed. It's a lucky moment. I don't even know if Zwide knows of this image. And I just did a camaraderie into Twembo, and when I saw this, it artistically it made sense. It's a moment that I felt I needed to make because it was so cool. Yeah, like Zwide, like, is just a passionate guy. I like the silhouette vibes going on. You can see a bit of Zwide's face on the, let's say, is it left or right? I don't know, but just how artistic it is, man. I just remembered the trumpeter's name, Bonga. That's Bonga, and this is Zwide and Ndwandwe. Bonga is on trumpet, KUJENGA, and Zwide is on bass. I'm sure you guys know this is not new information. Yeah, man, like these guys are on it and they are moving. I love how diverse KUJENGA is as well in its representation and its members. They have a woman who plays as well. They have different races in the group, and I think that's also one of like the driving force and the winning formula, because they're tapping into different communities and the music is like traveling across the board. It's not just made for a certain community. And I think in a city like Cape Town, when your formula is like that, there's a lot you're winning at. If you are, I'm not too sure if this is something Zwide did intentionally, but if you're from Cape Town, you know this. I experienced it in the hip hop community as well, where I don't know how, but I found that like I was able to tap into communities like Bondi Valley, Haderfeld, Mitchell's Plain. Those people knew about the music and they loved hip hop, loved the type of hip hop that I make, and I was able to reach across the board, not just like my community at Koksokanye Walang. So yeah, that was a moment that I made at Kosi's event in 2022 or 3, I can't recall. But I also got the chance to work with Zwide no Owetu on the cover for In the Wake. So one of my images was picked by Zwide and Oet when they reinterpreted it into what it is right now. On the cover, the image is juxtaposed, or like what's the word? It's reflected on Zwide's back. He's sitting on a chair. And like how I read that image when I was talking to Zwide when he showed me the PDF before the album was released, I was like, because the pictures, like, it has like a lot of pollution, or my picture has like, it's a picture of like the Joburg CBD, and it's, you know how it is, it's rotten. And I was saying to Zwide how I'm reading that picture is, it feels as though his body and is a representation of everyone's body. And the reflection of the image on the back, it's sort of ingati that all of that rotten dirt and it's like it's inside his body. So I'm speaking to how it's like the cover speaking to how rotten we've become as a society. Like internally, we are so rotten that like man, like it's like it's rotten. It's like you didn't even need words on that picture in order to say how I read that image. And also I was like showing Zwide, like just at the far end of the picture, there's like a jazz tag, and I've been seeing this jazz tag everywhere. And it's crazy because when I made that image, it was before I started noticing that jazz tag. I was with Tseliso when I made that image, and we were driving around Johannesburg on a rainy day, and I made that image. At the time, I wasn't aware, I wasn't conscious of the fact that there was a jazz sign, up until I moved to the east of Johannesburg, where I started seeing this jazz sign all over the show. And there's a big jazz tag not too far at JP. When I take my walks, I started noticing that, and I started developing even a project around that jazz tag, but that's a story for another day. So it was crazy that jazz tag was in that image. And KUJENGA is an Afro-jazz band. So yambono uThixo usebenza njani, like I always feel like my work is especially my photography work is like very much embedded in like me being guided by abantu abadala, God, and just like being transported to these spaces, whether I'm aware or not. But sometimes I really feel like I'm a vessel. And as when I hear other people say that, it sounds corny, but I can attest to the fact that even on the editor, there'll be like things that a mistake becomes a beautiful mistake. But I'm like, oh shit, but it makes sense. It looks dope, you know? So that was fun working on that cover with the KUJENGA. Glad to be part of that type of company. I'm dope as fuck, you know? And there's a whole lot of other stuff that I'll talk about pertaining to covers. So this is just one of them that I would love to say thank you so much, Zwide and KUJENGA, for trusting my archive and my images and my vision and what I stand for when it comes to umsebenzi wami. And I want to encourage you guys to keep on going. Like, not that you need the encouragement, but niyasikhuthaza nathi. So shout outs to KUJENGA, Kwande, and I hope more and more comes your way. I'm sure you've made a lot of musicians aware of the possibilities when you move with one vision, one heart, and when you move with love. So please go stream In the Wake, KUJENGA, because it's also like a really spiritually charged album. Go watch a KUJENGA show if you can. Like, you'll be blown away. Like, the recorded stuff is dope, but the live performance is great.